Now this might not be the most obvious song for an acoustic guitar, but it works really well, especially with the capo on the 3rd fret. The original's in E flat, which isn't great for guitar, but C, C sharp, D, E flat. I can play as if I'm in C, and I'm actually sounding in the original key. The song's also a bit more involved than most of the ones in this series, so I might not do much more than reel off the chords line by line, take a look at the structure too. But first, let's look at a simple finger picking pattern that's based on a Travis picking pattern. And this will hopefully hold the whole thing together. In the example of a C chord where the bass note should be on the 5th string, my thumb's going to be there on the 5th and alternate up to the 3rd, like this. I've got 2 picking fingers. My first finger is on the 2nd string, second finger's on the top string, and you can see 2 bars of the pattern here. Generally you'll probably only play the first bar, I mean do what you like, but there are no chords that last longer than a bar here. The second bar is just to give you a bit of variety if you want to, you know, maybe just for a change. So this is the whole thing. And you can hear that the second bar is just a recycling of the second half of the first bar. That kind of a thing. And on some chords, it really depends what note you want at the top of the chord, but you might decide to bring your picking fingers down, which means that your thumb is only going to alternate up to the 4th string. Okay, let's look at the intro. So we've got 4 bars and the bass note is C for all of them. The chord changes above that C note, so you're going to keep the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string through the whole of the intro. C, F over C, G over C, back to F over C. And if we add the picking pattern, we get this. And we're into the verse. Now there are 4 lines in the verse, 4 bars each, except the last one has an extra bar tacked on the end. So let's just go through them in turn. We start with a bar of C. Then we've got F major 7. If you're not familiar with this, visualize that maybe as an A minor with F in the bass. G over B, so it's just a G chord with the bottom string missing, to E minor. Okay, so that is, it's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. And now we've got a sequence of 4 bars, all with A minor and a changing bass note underneath. A minor over G, A minor over F sharp, you might know that as F sharp half diminished, and A minor over F, or our F major 7 again. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Now we've got C over G, I don't have much to G, money but, and G sharp diminished. Boy, if I did, to A minor. That G sharp diminished, the chord shape will show the finger barring between the 2nd and 4th strings, but I find it easier to bring the finger all the way across. Boy, if I did, and we close out with C for a bar, and by a big D minor 7, I'll swear F. We both could lift G, and then it's half a bar each of G sus4 and G. That would be a place, for instance, where, because the note's changing on the 2nd string, G, G sus4, G, I might bring my picking fingers down a string for that. And by a big house where we both could live. Into the 2nd verse. And the 2nd verse is exactly the same, except for the ending. My gift is my song, and this one's for, and instead of going G, G sus4, G, we go C, C sus4, to C again, and we're into the chorus. The chorus kicks off with a 4-bar sequence that repeats. It's G over B again. You can tell A minor, everybody. We get D minor with F in the bass, so I'm going to bring my thumb round for that. And this is your F song, and that just repeats. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done. And now we get the A minor sequence with the descending bass line again, except it's a little bit different this time. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in, and instead of F major 7 we're going to go to D minor over F. Words. And the chorus finishes with C over E. How wonderful, back to D minor over F. Life is with F, F major 7. You're in the world. That's the G, G sus4, G, just like the ending of the first verse. And that takes us into the intro, which is now an interlude. How wonderful life is while you're in the world. The third and fourth verses are exactly the same as the first and second verses with the same different endings, but the second chorus, where the song finishes, is extended. What happens is instead of going to the interlude, you go back to the A minor section to finish. I'll play you the whole of the second chorus. You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, here's the A minor. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. And again, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the... And it finishes with our intro. World. Alright, let's play it through. Intro, first verse, second verse, and then I'm going to go straight into the final chorus, to the final interlude, which closes out the song. Wish me luck. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, and buy a big house where we both could live. If I were a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is when you're